almost there. Oh, I can hardly stand it. That dog was singing and crying the whole way up here because he was so excited. Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And I thought I better run up to the property real quick. Mr. Rain's busy doing some work somewhere else, and I wanted to just come check things out, make sure everything's still in good shape and nobody's sneaking around here causing problems. But anyway, I had a few questions on our last observances on our last property update videos, and I wanted to talk about some of the things here that people might be seeing, think they know what it is when it's really not, and to just show you a few other things while I'm here. Okay, this here that I was standing right in front of, I noticed that in the last video I put out about the property, a lot of people kept commenting on poison ivy. No, none of this is poison ivy. All of it is salmon berries. So you can see here, salmonberry flower looks like this. Personally, I am not crazy, even though I'll eat salmon berries from time to time. I've never been super crazy about the flavor, but I've never tried making jam out of it, and I've heard it does make good jam. So I may try that this year, since everything you see, pretty much all of this green that edges all around the property, most of what you see is salmon berries. None of it is poison ivy. So I don't even know if there's poison ivy around here anywhere. I'm sure there must be some somewhere, but I think we're more apt to have poison oak than we are poison ivy, but I could be wrong on that. So then the other question, or the other observance a lot of people made, were about these trees here. These are not birch. These are all alders. It can be easy, especially in video, to mistake an alder for a birch because they kind of have similar looking bark, you know, the light colored bark, but birch has a more papery outer bark, and it's usually lighter in color than this. So even all those up there, those are all alders. Cody, stay close. Come here, Daggy, let's go to the water. Now, so chaga is not likely going to be something I'll find on there, but I don't really know. I haven't studied enough on chaga to know, but we do have a lot of old man's beard that grows around here and other types of moss. And it has, in fact, I see some old man's beard. I don't know if you can see it. It was right up there on those alder trees there. Right there towards the, right in there, right along the side. So we get a lot of old man's beard around here, which has its own benefits, even though I've always thought of it as more of a good fire starter. So here's this little path that goes down to the most spacious beach type area. And actually right here, this is actually sand. I was surprised, but anyway, I have plans on setting up my, bringing a lawn chair down here, my little squatty lawn chair that I like so much. And, on a hot summer day when I need a break from everything, just run up here, set my lawn chair up, and then just enjoy this beautiful view and the cool shade from all these trees and from the water, and just sit and read a book. So I wanted to also show you some of these paths that you see that come through here. None of these are man-made. At least I'm pretty sure none of them are man-made. Cody, don't go too far that way. You get stuck. I'd like to walk down that way, but I'm not dressed properly to walk through the water. I need to get should have brought my bogs down here, my high bogs, so I could walk right through that water without getting my feet wet. And it's too cold the day to walk through there. But anyway, none of these, all these paths, sorry I keep getting sidetracked, there's so much to see, and then I get sidetracked in my thought. But these are made by elk. Got elk that come, they love it around here. So when we get around to putting a garden in up there, one of the first things that's going to happen is a big, tall 8-foot fence. It has to be 8 foot when you're talking elk. You can't be shorter than that because they will jump it. Elk are they're very tall and they can jump pretty high. And so we got to have that would have to be the first investment before a garden can go in, is a big tall fence. And look, an old tire. Somebody was talking about a tire swing. Well, that could be a start. Actually, it's a little small for a tire swing. But I haven't looked yet to see exactly where this water comes from. I should know of all the years I've lived around here. So for those who keep asking if our house is close by, I did mention in the last video that it is close by, but you know, it's just right that way, about a half mile tops. To drive there, it's probably a little more than a half mile because you have to take some roundabout ways to get around, you know, to go around everything. But yeah, it's real close. In fact, I think it's probably would be closer than a half mile. Like I said, my boys used to walk down to this creek. Farther up the creek, you know, they actually walked across a big field because there's a cow pasture over that way, and they'd walk across that, and then they're down that way was a deeper part of the creek that with a rope swing and the whole bit, and they used to like to play in that in the summertime. One of their favorite hangout places, the monkey hole. There's my little guy. And he loves to dig around these trees for rats. Are there rats? Did you find the rats? Where are them rats? Oh, somewhere around in here. He's always digging. See, he gets his nose down in there. Look, there he goes. Is there a rat? You getting that rat? I probably shouldn't let him do that, but this is the one place I feel like it's okay for him to just dig and go crazy and have fun instead of in my yard. Did you find any rats? Is there another one? Oh, and anyway, if you haven't seen my previous tour video, I'll go ahead and link to it up there in the corner so you can see that. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about some of our ideas. I know in my last video I was talking a lot about camping and stuff like that. Well, that's just the immediate first thing that we can do is for this summer, all this here can be a great tent camping area down in here, fire pit right over there, and then up here can be a good place if people bring their camp trailers. They can park their camp trailers up in here. And so that's why I was talking a lot about that. It's not to say that that's what it's going to be forever. We have a lot of time to think about all the things that we want to do with this place. And this cabin, yes, we've considered turning it into an Airbnb, having it be a little rental thing. That's one of our thoughts, but we'd need to finish it out. It's very tiny though. There's not much room for much in there at all. So yeah, a lot of the things people have mentioned we've thought about. Now when it comes to animals, probably the very first thing I would do that would be the most realistic to start with would be bees. This would be a great place for us to keep bees, but we'd also want to make sure we had plenty of flowers and stuff around for them. So I'd also like to make sure I got some borage and other stuff planted out here. And so we got to do some groundbreaking and things like that. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities, but so many different ideas that we're not going to be in a hurry to make any really hard decisions at this point. We're just going to start with the simple stuff. And again, I've talked in my last video about seeing if we could acquire that property over here and then possibly purchase the property out here, see if the city will let us buy this out here. And that's where there's some real old apple trees. I don't know what all other fruits out there. I haven't looked at all of them. A couple of them look like cherry, but I don't know if they're just a wild flowering cherry, such as that one over there. We'll find out if it actually bears fruit. They have little small flowers that make me think of a cherry, but they're too small to be apple. Unless they're crab apple. They could be crab apple. So anyway, all this right here is city property. And then right over there is our little teeny tiny airport. Teeny tiny airport. So it's not as noisy as you'd think for it being an airport, but that's why there's a hangar. That's why this property has a hangar. It's a private hangar somebody had put up so they could have their own hangar to go. Then they can just come in from the airport and just fly right, or drive right across here with their plane and park it right into the hangar. So all the other hangars around here, I believe, are rented. I don't think any of them are private owned like this one. So who knows? Someday we might get a plane and do something with that. Okay, I gotta find the dog. Where's the dog? Okay, well, that's just a quick update. I just want to answer a couple of questions there, and that yes, we're thinking about all those things, but it'll be down the road before much of it happens. I mean, it's too late in this year, and with so many other projects going on, like we have to put a new roof on our house, we have to, and that's got to happen before we do anything serious out here. But acquiring the property was the first step, and we'll be coming out here and hanging out on it at least, and until we have time to actually and save up some more money so that we can start investing into this piece and putting some fencing in and all the things that we need to do and getting hives and all that kind of stuff. All that we need to do to get this set up the way we want it. And we'll just be picking at it. And the great thing is we're so close to home that there's no hurry. And eventually, yes, we may build on this. We don't know. It's, you know, we may build a home on it someday. It's hard to say. It's just going to be, it's really all in God's hands what the future has to hold. But we're just grateful to have this piece and, again, have a starting point here and a place that we can start expanding what we've got. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.